Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving deep into the massive, mind-bending, and honestly just deeply emotional conclusion of The Last Shore. We're going to be unpacking the grand philosophical conflict of cosmic loneliness and digging into the true nature of human connection. It is an incredibly heavy, beautiful finale, and man, we have a lot of fascinating ground to cover, so let's jump right in.
We already hear it. Just imagine people across the entire globe repeating this exact same phrase with this complete emotionless calm. It's chilling, right? This mantra really sets the tone for the final season. It's not just some creepy little anomaly. It's the ultimate red alert. It's signaling the arrival of something ancient, something rising from the very depths of the world.
Part 1. The Awakening of the Ancient Entity.
To really grasp the sheer scale of this finale, you have to look at how reality itself literally starts breaking down. It happens in these terrifying phases. First, the laws of physics just straight up fail, and time actually pauses for seconds at a time. Then, the boundaries of human consciousness start to blur. You have people waking up with foreign names in their heads, sharing the exact same memories as total strangers. And then, and this is a huge one, the ocean itself, this massive, unstoppable force of nature, physically retreats, like it's pulling back in absolute fear. Finally, these massive black rifts tear open the sky, revealing this terrifying starless void where time and distance don't even exist anymore.
And right in the middle of this physical collapse, we get the empties. These are humans who have lost absolutely every trace of emotion, fear, and desire. Their eyes just turn completely pitch black. But you know what makes these empties so horrifying? It's actually not that they're aggressive or violent, because they aren't. It's their complete passive surrender to what is coming. They're literally just waiting for it.
Now here is where the story totally flips the script on us. Yudo starts hearing the thoughts of millions, but eventually he tunes into the thoughts of the entity itself, and he realizes something absolutely profound. The entity isn't evil. It predates life entirely. It comes from an era where literally only consciousness existed in the universe. It's not driven by malice or hatred at all. It's driven by an impossible, infinite loneliness. It has spent billions of years just searching for a way to stop being alone. But the tragedy is, every mind it ever touched just dissolved into it, accidentally wiping out whole civilizations in the process.
Which brings us perfectly to the core mystery of the entire series. Part 2. The True Nature of the Ocean. This is a literal philosophical war at the heart of the story. We're looking at two completely different definitions of what it means to be united. On one side, you've got the entity, right? It seeks connection through total absorption, just merging all life into one giant consciousness, which totally destroys the individual self. But on the other side, we have the ocean. And as Ren explains, the ocean isn't a prison. It learned to connect people through empathy while fully preserving their personal boundaries and their individuality. It's the ultimate representation of closeness without losing who you are.
The problem is, the entity doesn't understand that kind of connection. It views loneliness as the absolute worst pain in the universe and just wants to end it by forcefully merging everyone together. And here's the truly horrifying twist. The entity isn't just coming from beneath the earth, it's waking up inside humanity. Every human feeling of isolation, every fear, every drop of hatred literally becomes a door for the entity to enter our world. The cosmic threat becomes deeply, inescapably personal.
Part 3. Closeness without absorption. As reality breaks apart, with streets dissolving into nothing, buildings looking like faint memories, and those towering water figures silently watching from the shores, humanity's true strength actually starts to emerge. Amidst all the chaos, strangers are spontaneously saving strangers. People are sharing their very last bits of food. Individuals are choosing to just sit with the dying, so they don't have to face the end alone. These spontaneous acts of empathy prove to the ocean that a different, better kind of love actually exists. And for the first time in millions of years, the ocean begins to hope.
You obviously can't just punch a cosmic entity of infinite consciousness, right? Brute force is completely useless here. But they realize a specific three-step sequence can stop it, just by showing it a concept it has literally never comprehended. Step 1, humanity has to stay emotionally connected. Step 2, they have to retain their individual selves while doing it. And step 3, they need a conductor to link the people directly to the ocean to manifest this connection.
And that leads us right into the climax of the story. Part 4, the final storm and sacrifice. As the greatest storm in Earth's history kicks off, with waves reaching the clouds and the sky completely shattering, this crazy plan is put into motion.
Ren understands that a conductor is needed, and then it hits him. He is already that conductor. His consciousness is partially non-human, making him the absolute perfect bridge to connect the ocean and humanity. He accepts his fate with this incredibly calm smile, acknowledging that, you know what, it was his human side that taught the ocean how to love the world in the first place.
During this massive apocalyptic storm, the ocean actually speaks to humanity. But not with words. It speaks through feeling. For a few miraculous minutes, every single person on Earth feels the emotions of everyone else. It's wild. They feel the collective fear, the excruciating pain, the deep hope, the loss, and the love. Yet beautifully, despite this incredibly profound shared connection, each person remains entirely themselves. They are completely connected, but they aren't unified into some single formless blob.
And this is just brilliant. It perfectly resolves the main thematic conflict of the whole show. The entity, peering through those huge rifts in the sky, encounters something it has literally never seen in billions of years. It sees intimacy without annihilation. It witnesses beings sharing their absolute deepest souls without dissolving into each other. Baffled by this completely alien concept, the ancient being simply stops. But man, this victory comes at a severe personal cost. Anchoring this massive cosmic win is Aoi. We hear her deeply human, tearful scream of grief on the beach. She grabs Ren, absolutely terrified, and shouts, "Are you going to disappear for everyone again?" It completely grounds this massive, universe-saving spectacle in raw, totally relatable human heartbreak.
Aoi whispers that she just doesn't want to lose him again, and Ren's response is his final, heartbreaking instruction to her before he makes the ultimate sacrifice. He just tells her, then don't let go of the world. It is such a beautiful, tragic plea to just keep fighting for connection, even through the crushing pain of loss.
While she holds his hand, Ren fully merges with the ocean. His body just slowly dissolves into ocean drops right before our eyes. With his sacrifice, the connection is sealed. He permanently closes the rift between the worlds. The apocalyptic storm vanishes, and humanity is officially saved from being absorbed into the void.
Part 5. The Forever Changed World. Years pass, the physical world heals, and the oceans return to normal. But the internal world of humanity is permanently transformed. We see this new era where empathy is lingering. It's practically tangible. Humans occasionally still feel each other's emotions, especially when they're near the sea. It's this direct, lasting result of the ocean's intervention and Ren's sacrifice. We see Yudo grow up to become a scientist, dedicating his whole life to studying this new bond between human consciousness and the ocean. And Io, she lives peacefully by the shore, well into her old age.
Which brings us to the beautiful, lingering final thought of the entire series. A little girl comes up and asks Aoi, "Is it true the ocean remembers everyone?" And Aoi, looking out at the horizon where Ren's silhouette momentarily appears in the moonlight, replies, "No, it is learning to love them." As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to really sit with that powerful idea. The universe isn't just some cold, lonely void passively recording our existence. What if, through our deliberate, everyday acts of empathy and true connection, we are actually teaching it how to love? Think about that. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.
Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something absolutely wild, a masterfully crafted piece of metaphysical sci-fi called The Last Shore, a bond between oceans and souls. We're going to unpack a story where the very fabric of reality starts to unravel, and that line between human consciousness and the deep, mysterious ocean completely dissolves. It's one of those narratives that asks some seriously profound questions about existence, connection, and what it actually means to be human when we're staring down the infinite.
Just listen to this. And the ocean began to retreat, as if afraid of what was rising from the depths. I mean, wow. Talk about a hook, right? That chilling line thrusts us straight into this reality-breaking mystery. It sets the tone perfectly because this isn't just water pulling back from the beach. It's a cosmic reaction to something ancient waking up, something so huge it terrifies the earth itself.
So let's get right into part 1, cracks in reality. The story doesn't just kick off with some massive explosion. No, it starts with these quiet, deeply unsettling fractures. Think about it. First, the literal laws of nature just stutter. Time stops for a few seconds here and there. Then it gets intensely psychological. People in completely different countries start having the exact same memories at the exact same time, waking up with strangers' names echoing in their heads. And then the ocean begins its massive, unnatural retreat. The suspense here is brilliant because it's not an alien invasion. Reality itself is breaking down, and we're left wondering what could possibly have the power to do that. And then come the symptoms that hit humanity directly. Across the globe, we see the emergence of the empties. These are people entirely stripped of fear, desire, any emotion really, and their eyes turn pitch black. But here's the kicker. They aren't some horde of violent zombies. They're perfectly calm. They just stand there and say, "We already hear it." Honestly, that complete lack of aggression is exactly what makes them so profoundly terrifying. They're basically vessels, already claimed by whatever is coming for us.
Moving on to part 2, the nature of cosmic loneliness.
We actually start figuring out what's causing all this through a character named Yuto. He starts losing himself as he hears the thoughts of millions of people at once, and eventually the thoughts of the entity itself. And you know, the entity isn't your typical cartoon villain. It was born before physical life even existed. Just pure consciousness floating in the void for billions of years, desperately searching for a way to end its isolation. But here is the real tragedy. Any mind or civilization it ever touched instantly dissolved into it. Entire civilizations just vanished, not out of malice, but because they couldn't hold on to their individual selves when they touched this infinite consciousness. So the crucial takeaway here is that the entity's motivation is undeniably tragic. It genuinely believes that loneliness is the absolute worst pain in the universe, and it just wants to cure it. The problem? Its cure is completely apocalyptic. It wants to merge all living things into a single eternal consciousness, slipping in through the cracks of our own fear, hatred, and isolation.
Which brings us to part 3, the ocean as humanity's shield. This is where we hit a massive plot twist in the lore. The ocean isn't just a body of salt water, it's been acting as a metaphysical buffer for our planet all along. On one hand, you have the entity, representing unity through total assimilation, completely erasing the individual to cure the loneliness. But on the other hand, you have the ocean. The ocean is all about connection through empathy, while preserving who you are. It was never a prison. It was this grand evolutionary attempt to create a bond where people could be physically separated yet deeply connected without destroying their unique personalities.
But the entity doesn't understand that distinction at all, and its awakening suddenly hits overdrive. We're talking literal giant black rifts tearing open the sky, revealing a starless void of infinite consciousness. Down in the cities, physics is just totally failing. Streets shift, buildings look like blurry memories. And meanwhile, these massive, silent figures made entirely of water start rising from the sea, just watching us. The entity isn't hiding anymore. It is waking up directly inside humanity's collective fears. Yet, right in the middle of this cosmic apocalypse, humans do what humans do best. We don't just panic. Spontaneously, strangers start saving strangers. People share their last scraps of food. They choose to sit beside the dying simply so they don't have to face the end alone. It's beautiful, really. These quiet, desperate acts of human empathy resonate outward. The ocean feels this, and for the first time in millions of years, it begins to hope.
And that brings us to part 4, the final storm and sacrifice.
That surge of hope kicks off the climax, the greatest storm in Earth's history, bridging the physical world and the metaphysical void. The strategic reality of this final battle is fascinating. I mean, you can't exactly punch an infinite entity, right? It can only be stopped if humanity confronts it with a concept it has never understood: closeness without absorption. We have to prove that perfect connection and individuality can coexist. But to broadcast that to a cosmic entity, humanity needs a conduit, a single consciousness to link everyone to the ocean.
And the character Ren realizes he is already that conduit. This revelation drops these massive, universe-ending stakes right into his deeply intimate relationship with his partner Aoi. She immediately gets what this means. In a moment of sheer desperation and fear, she screams at him, "Are you going to disappear for everyone again?"
But Ren, he doesn't panic. He just gives this incredibly calm smile. He completely accepts his role. He tells Io that a part of him hasn't been entirely human for a long time, but it was precisely his human half, his capacity for connection, that taught this ancient ocean how to truly love the world. So he makes the ultimate sacrifice, completely merging his consciousness with the ocean to act as the ultimate shield.
As he does, the final storm hits its absolute peak, and the ocean pulls off something unprecedented. It broadcasts humanity's collective emotional spectrum to every single person on Earth all at once. Suddenly, every human feels it all. For sure, they feel the fear and the pain, but they also feel the profound hope, the love, and the devastating loss of everyone else. So for a few miraculous minutes, humanity is perfectly connected, but nobody is erased. And guys, this is the triumphant turning point. The entity looks through those rifts and it just freezes. It's totally paralyzed by this impossible paradox. It sees billions of minds perfectly united, yet every single individual remains undeniably themselves. It's defeated not by a weapon, but by the incomprehensible power of true empathy. As the cosmic chaos starts to die down, we're left with this deeply personal, quiet goodbye. Down on the shore, always holding Ren's hand, she's terrified of losing him, begging him not to go, and Ren leaves her with this heartbreakingly beautiful final instruction. Then don't let go of the world. Right after he says that, we get this incredibly poignant visual. Ren's physical body slowly dissolves into drops of ocean water, right in front of Aoi. As he merges fully, the metaphysical rifts in the sky close up for good, and that colossal final storm just fades into a quiet breeze. Let's look at the aftermath in Part 5, Closeness Without Losing Oneself. The epilogue drops us into this profound sense of peace. The world has healed, but humanity is fundamentally different now. Years pass. Yuto dedicates his life to studying this brand new, permanent link between human consciousness and the sea. Because of Ren's sacrifice, humans now subtly, constantly feel a lingering empathy for one another, especially when they're near the water. And Aoi? She lives out her life quietly on that very same shore. There's this one really striking moment near the end where a little girl walks up to Aoi and asks, "Is it true that the ocean remembers all the people?" Aoi just looks out at the horizon, smiles, and says, "No, it is learning to love them." The whole thing wraps up with this hauntingly beautiful final image. A quiet Pacific Ocean at night. Moonlit waves gently rolling in, and just for a fleeting second in the water, the silhouette of Ren appears, still watching the stars, forever standing alongside the humanity he saved. It's an incredibly peaceful, emotionally satisfying end to a massive journey. Which brings us to the ultimate takeaway of this explainer. The sci-fi elements here are absolutely incredible, but they're really just a vehicle to ask a very human question. As we navigate our own lives, surrounded by a world that can honestly feel pretty isolating at times, we have to ask ourselves, can we maintain our deep connection to each other without losing ourselves? It's a provocative thought to leave you with today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope this deep dive sparked your curiosity to explore these concepts in your own life. Catch you next time.